Tuesday, 30th of January. Oh, thank goodness, this horrible month will soon be over. Known originally as Wolf Month, when the wolves came down from the hills and ate sheep and did things. Anyway, so this is my shave after using the coticles. On my last little test, I used 3 different coticles to try and evaluate in my rather amateurish hands, so I'm not used to coticles, how they performed. Anyway, I actually used this particular razor I'm going to be using in a minute. Really, it's just purely a test bed, but it's actually turned out to be quite surprising. I didn't realise that you could actually go to a bevel set on a coticle, and this razor I had specifically blunted. So it's a nice solingen razor, a no-name solingen razor, but a solingen razor nonetheless. And as the marvellous Gary proved, he can actually restore an edge on a particularly awkward solingen razor with chips and all the rest of it, which he did the other day on that horrible Medag solingen razor, which now shaves very well. So this is my attempt to go from a blunted blade just by using coticles. So I'm also using Gary's soap, which he very kindly sent me to try. And this is the Saponaficio Veracino traditional soap, manufactured since 1945, anniversary special edition. This is very nice, gentle soap. Gary did warn it was water hungry. Well, I don't care, I've got plenty of water. Anyway, that will do me. Let me just show you very briefly the box. Now this coticle was one of the 3 I tried yesterday. This is the slightly one. It's got a very slightly different feel to it and hasn't got the same smoothness as the other 2. But what I did was I actually retouched the nose of this razor last night just to make sure that it was, spot on. So now we're talking about a fairly spot on, I hope, a razor. To say this is slightly unusual. All it has on it is guarantee solingen. Anyway, it HHTs quite well. The edge straight off the coticle is a little bit scratchy, a little bit coarse. So I gave it 80 laps on the canvas and 80 laps on the leather just to see if it would bring it up even better. So we'll give it a little go. Feels good. I wonder if it still retains that nice kind feel, which you do get when you use a coticle. I've got to say, it feels pretty good, but it could be Gary's lovely soap. No, it's good. Which rather confirms my suspicions that a highly polished final edge, although it looks very nice, is very, very sharp and can take a long time to get there, which who's got the time? Whereas if you're traveling and you had a dull edge and you have a little coticle with you, you can actually bring it up without anything else. And a good strop, obviously. So I'm learning more and more about coticles, mostly thanks to the Cajun blade over in America, in Louisiana, Eric, who is very skilled and really does know what he's doing. Anyway, unlike me. So let's just try the other side. And obviously I've never used this razor before. So you're talking about a completely unique edge on an untried razor. Yeah, it's good. It's very good. Talk about crisp. My, that is crisp. That's 3 days of old man stubble, so it's cutting well. As you saw, I attempted a little bit of a pre-shave, only by washing a little bit of this on my face first. I'm not a great believer in pre-shave. A warm flannel and then straight into lather is my normal. How about that? That's pretty good, isn't it? On a 3-day stubble, it's pretty good. This is why, even though this is a cheap, picked up off eBay razor, I'd rather have a cheap Solingen razor than a gold dollar. There's a discussion on Eric's wonderful channel. He has been honing gold dollars. And they're just, to me, it's not worth it. But for learning on and experimentation, why not? A gold dollar is better than nothing. A gold dollar is better than a safety razor if you've got the skills. Against the grain, this is actually quite good. Normally, I feel very slight irritation going across the grain, particularly on this side. Yeah, that's good. That nice crisp noise that a really deep hollow brings. I'm not going to shave with anything, but deep hollows, I actually quite enjoy the fact they've got give in them. Yeah, there's definitely more give than on a half hollow, and on quarter hollows and wedges there's no give at all. You have to be very much more precise. With a full hollow, you get away with murder, basically. Shouldn't say that when you're holding a razor. Getting away with murder. Anyway, I'm just going to give a couple more passes. I am pleased. So although under my little loop, this edge is relatively scratchy, there's plenty of striations on the edge. But who cares? I mean, the bevel under a scope, I don't think is that important. It's the actual apex that counts. The kindness of the stone being used, if there is such a thing as a kind stone, and the steel. Now, this is a good Solingen razor. This feels actually very nice steel. Allow me just to do my usual trick. Wipe the fingers, they're getting a bit sudsy. And you really don't want to be messing about with very sharp edges with slippery fingers. So, there we have it. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's kind. My goodness me, if only they made women like this. That is good. What a lovely razor. So you're talking about, at least twice the price of a gold dollar. Oh dear. The gold dollar you can spend an awful lot of time working on. It's got crappy, hollow plastic scales. These are, as you can see, beautiful translucent period scales. I'm not going to go to a gold dollar. But it's luck of the draw. There is a slight resistance now. Very slight. Maybe I should do what is recommended sometimes, but not when you're travelling, which is to actually touch this up again, perhaps on my black Arkansas. No, I'm being pedantic. Why bother? This is a good shave. Yeah. Falls past, perfect. I would prefer, for doing a false pass, a slightly heavier blade. This is light. This is a very light blade. But look at that, doing its job. Yeah, I've got no complaints. I would say probably it would be even better on a black arc, but no, I'm not complaining. Nice shave, good edge, good soap. Thank you, Gary. I'm beginning to feel that the soap is actually of more importance than I've previously acknowledged. I'm not deeply into aromas, soaps, or brushes. For me, it's 99% the blade. But if you've got a sensitive skin, you've got to use the right soap. There's nothing very sensitive about me, so I can get away with pretty much anything. But I have had a few shocks with soaps which definitely were not up to quality. And this lovely Italian soap, this SV, very high quality. Okay, so I need to maybe apply a little more water than I normally would. Who cares? Anyway, I'm going for a third pass because I'm greedy. I'm enjoying this shave. So I don't want to bore you all to death. I won't be much longer. My conclusion with coticles versus, normally versus probably a synthetic edge. With synthetic edge is more refined, it's sharper. A coticle edge is kinder. And what amazes me is you can go to bevel set on a coticle. First time I've done that. This one, this razor, I specifically blunted it. Not on glass or on stone. I just looked at the edge, saw it was okay, but not sharp. And as I was cleaning the blade on a buff, I actually did the worst thing you can do. I actually put this on the buff, the edge on the buff. And that'll kill an edge. So we did go, so to speak, onto the little tomato test first, and it is completely dead. So we've gone from a completely dead razor to, as you can see, a very nice shave, purely on small coticle stones. So I am delighted. I'm also delighted to have saved an unnamed but very nice German solingen razor. I'm doing all the little passes I wouldn't normally do now, chaps, because I'm only using the one razor, so I'm not going to bore you to death. Yeah, you can do buffing passes. Under the jawline tends to be, for a lot of people, from what I read, quite a sort of contentious area. It just learn the angle, and it works. For me, it's 99% muscle memory, as you can see. So, one more pass. See if I can get a little bit more stubble away from here. It's all gone, but I'm just going to give it another go. Yeah, you can hear it protesting. I'm doing this without looking, by the way. I'm not actually looking at a mirror. I'm doing this by feel, which is probably stupid. I think I should look into my camera instead. See, I have to put up with my ugly mug. But that is working. That's a perfect shave. I can't feel anything. That's done it all. Calling that BBS. I'm calling that done. We'll give it the ultimate test, which is why I'm playing around with coticles, which is how does it feel directly after the shave. And I've got a feeling it's going to feel pretty good. So let's put the Allen block on. Ah, no, just that little bit there. I knew I was stupid. You should look in a mirror if you're not certain. Yeah. Yeah, just a tiny, tiny, tiny little, yeah, tiny, tiny little weeper. Because I wasn't looking. Which is stupid. So, the rest of the mush should be perfect. Yeah, particularly the moustache area. That tiny little weeper, I'm not going to count because that was done by showing off, which is stupid. Yeah, the rest of the face, absolutely fine. With the Allen block, and the ultimate will be wash off the Allen. Do not even think about getting alum on your fingers and then transferring that onto your blade. Even on this old solingen blade, I don't want it going black on me, not really. Now for the ultimate test. Ta-da! This is the way to ensure you get a nice smooth skin. If you've got a good soap, and this is a lovely soap, this Italian soap is wonderful, very kind. So I'm going to pop that on just for a second. That replaces the oils which you've just scraped from your skin. So there we go, that's that. Yeah, what can I say? Saponificio, Veracino, shaving soap, anniversary special edition. And it says at the bottom, I don't actually know what that means. Oh, I think it's a LXX. And then it says Setantissimo, 100% vegetable. Ha ha! It's a vegan. I'll be damned. It's a very nice vegan. So, I'll wash it off now. Yeah, it even feels good coming off. So there we've got a couple of interesting experiments today on my experimental shave channel, Martin's Shave Tests. Yeah, you can go to bevel set on a coticle, on a small coticle even. You can shave with it after stropping it good and hard. And yeah, vegan soap. Wonderful stuff. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you've freshly subscribed, there'll be more of this nonsense soon. I'm always experimenting. That's why it's Martin's Shave Tests. See you soon. Bye.